Straight ahead on the Valley today, viewer discretion advised. Police released body cam video of an arrest in a hospital emergency room that went downhill in a hurry.
Plus, you'd think some extra time on vacation would be great, but not so for some travelers from the Valley who got stuck in Florida when their airline canceled its final flight of the season.
And we have a heartwarming story about a grieving mother's huge gesture in the face of an unthinkable tragedy. But first, new this morning, the home of former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kim Potter is under heavy security and blocked by barricades today, hours after she posted bond and was released from jail. Potter was charged with manslaughter in the death of 20-year-old Dante Wright last Sunday. There's no word on if threats are what prompted the security around Potter's house.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is representing Wright's family, says Sunday's shooting was no accident and that it was a deliberate use of force. Police have said that Potter meant to taser Wright but shot him by accident. Crump says a 26-year veteran of the police force knows the difference between a taser and a gun. We are getting a look this morning at body cam video showing a deadly hospital shooting involving Ohio police. We do have a warning this morning. Some viewers might consider this video disturbing. Officers were trying to get information from Miles Jackson, who was in the ER for a drug overdose. That's when they learned there was a domestic violence warrant out on him. An officer searches Jackson's pockets and they find bullets. They then try to get handcuffs on him.
Police deploy a taser on the suspect. Then the struggle goes to the ground and a gun in the man's pocket goes off, but no one is hit. A standoff starts with officers repeatedly telling Jackson to get his hands up. Well, he says he can't get up. Another taser is deployed, followed by a series of gunshots. Officers then clear the room for medics to come in and begin treating Jackson. A defense expert in the Derek Chauvin trial is challenging what the prosecution claims was George Floyd's cause of death.
The former chief medical examiner for the state of Maryland says Floyd died from a sudden heart rhythm problem due to his heart disease while being restrained by police, and not because Chauvin kept his knee on Floyd's neck. Dr. David Fowler testified yesterday that fentanyl and methamphetamine in Floyd's system and potential carbon monoxide poisoning from exposure to vehicle exhaust were also contributing factors. Also new this morning, a Colorado man is being treated for serious injuries after driving off a cliff in western North Dakota.
The Highway Patrol says the 60-year-old man was on a highway near Watford City when his pickup ran off the road, traveled about 100 yards, vaulted off a 30-foot cliff and rolled. He has serious injuries, but he is expected to recover.
It is now 9 minutes before the top of the hour. We want to get a check of that forecast. 30 degrees right now in the metro. But we want to see what we can expect for the rest of our Thursday. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Well, we're working on a warm-up. It'll be gradual here, but it'll help to melt that snow that's still standing out there this morning in some parts of the valley, especially in the north where we saw more of that snowfall. And taking a look at your conditions in Grand Forks at our home of Economy Skycam, you can see the snow still on the grassy surfaces there this morning. The roads are looking more clear here today, which is good as we're starting off our Thursday morning. Here's a look at our temperatures. We're at 30 degrees in Grand Forks and in Fargo and in Thief River Falls as well. Bemidji's right at the freezing mark at 32. We've got some light snow being reported in Fergus Falls. There are a couple of places getting some flurries. In Detroit Lakes, some clouds, but there's also a little fog in Detroit Lakes, reducing our visibility there too. So with the temperature below freezing, be careful. It might lead to some slick spots on some of those bridge decks and some of the roadways as well. So here's a look at your radar. You can see that there are some areas of light blue on the radar, indicating some very light snow, some flurries going on in places like just west of Detroit Lakes toward the Hawley area, back over toward Fargo-Moorhead as well. This does stretch a little farther south too. So again, we have a couple of flakes still lingering. No surprise here today. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies, and we'll stay on that overcast side as we continue on in the forecast. I mentioned the roads have really improved. It's nice to see green on our North Dakota road conditions map. That means seasonal road conditions. Could still be some icy patches. But over Devil's Lake, still some icy areas being reported, especially west and north of town, and some wet roads in and around the lake. So again, be careful, but it does look better today. And your visibility down to less than a mile in Detroit Lake. So again, some fog in addition to a few flurries out there. So today, mostly cloudy. We do see these temperatures rise. By noon, we're above freezing. Into the afternoon, this is 4 o'clock, we're into the low to mid 40s in a lot of spots. And we're looking at winds that are lighter, up to about 20 miles per hour, and maybe even some sunshine breaking through those clouds this afternoon too. Better chance for sun will be this weekend. Temperatures will rise into the low 50s then.
Looking forward to the weekend. Need some more sunshine in my life for sure. Thank you, Lisa.
Minnesota is testing its emergency outdoor sirens today. You'll actually hear them twice, but during an actual emergency, you should go indoors right away when you hear them. Now, these are the sirens that are used for tornadoes, hail that's golf ball sized or bigger, and winds 70 miles per hour or more.
The first siren test will happen statewide at 1:45 this afternoon. Schools and businesses are encouraged to conduct a tornado drill at that time as well. A second test will happen at 6:45 p.m. What started as an exciting trip to the Sunshine State ended in a travel nightmare. Several people from Fargo and Grand Forks are finally back home after unexpected flight cancellations left them stranded in Florida for days.
Allegiant's final flight of the season from Clearwater to Fargo was canceled due to weather. After a second canceled flight, one Grand Forks couple, they took matters into their own hands, renting a car and inviting two strangers from Fargo to join them on what would become a 28-hour trek home. Allegiant Airlines is giving travel vouchers to those who had their flights canceled, which will be good for another Allegiant flight. A Fargo man has a warning for people living near downtown Fargo after he says his car was broken into 2 weeks ago and thieves later tried breaking into his home. The two incidents happened in the 400 block of 9th Avenue South.
You want to be comfortable. That's what a home is all about. You know, you want your family to be comfortable, and with things like that going on outside that you're not even aware of unless you take the necessary steps, it's scary.
Fargo police say security video shows just how effective motion lights are, as the man in question appears to bolt down the stairs almost immediately after the floodlights turn on. Call Fargo police if you have any information on these incidents. Gaming, comic books, and a costume contest. These are just a few of the exciting things that you can check out this weekend at Comic-Con.
And the Valley Today's Brian Sherrod, he's giving us a preview of the event this morning, and he joins us live. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. I probably have been told multiple times this morning that I should wear a Miles Morales costume this weekend, so maybe I'll just go out and do that so I can come to the Ramada to join the Comic-Con event this weekend. Now, letting you know, those are just some of the events. You can check out role-playing, you can check out the Lego room. There's just so many things that you could look at this weekend. But letting you know that the event was previously supposed to be in February, but they decided to do it in April because of the vaccination process, and they thought it'd be a safer time to do it. Now, this is the 11th year of this celebration, and letting you know that this is some videos showing you the exciting events that I just mentioned. Now, everyone in their costumes for the big contest, that's kids, teens, and adults. You will also get the chance to meet with artists that work for Marvel and DC Comics. And this is the perfect opportunity to speak with them if you are interested in this competitive field. Organizers are happy that events are coming back to the area, bringing back some normalcy.
It's one of those things where you can finally get out. I mean, people have been going out to shop and things like that, but to actually get back into events, there you can see it starting to happen in our area, where there's actually quite a few events this weekend coming up, which is interesting. That is starting to explode back into semi-normalcy.
This fun event starts this weekend. It's going to be tomorrow with the film festival from 5:30 to midnight. The events I mentioned earlier will go on Saturday from 10 to 6 and 7:30 until late. You can catch the last day from 10 to 4 on Sunday. Now, ticket prices vary for how long you stay, but in the short end, a weekend pass is $15. Masks are required, but if you show vaccination cards, you don't have to wear one. Now, there will also be a live auction this weekend to help the Sanford Children's Hospital, so you can bid on items like spas, also get area restaurants and Harley-Davidson equipment, so that's pretty cool stuff that you can bid for. 100% of the proceeds will go directly to help the kids in need. All of these details can be found at valleynewslive.com.
Wow, a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Might want to take another look at that schedule as well. Brian Sherrod reporting live for us this morning. Thank you. A Moorhead woman is giving back in a big way after suffering the unimaginable tragedy of losing her newborn baby. She's donating the baby items that she had intended to use for her daughter to families in need.
Alicia Clemens says that the day her daughter Mia was born, the baby's heart had stopped. Doctors were able to revive her, but she had no brain function and died 10 days later. Now Alicia is donating the baby items that she had to someone in need after remembering not having help with her older children.
I was never prepared for any of my kids. Never once was I. Struggled to buy diapers, wipes, and just everything.
Now, if you're a mom in need of baby items, or if you're willing to help donate, head to valleynewslive.com and look for this story.
Many of us have fun childhood memories of being on a playground, but for some, a playground is just one more place where they're reminded of what they can't do. But two mothers are hoping to build an inclusive playground in Moorhead where children of all abilities can make memories.
They're raising money for fencing, ramps, and a rubber floor, and they could use your help. You can donate to the effort by finding this story at valleynewslive.com. You can also find it on our VNL News app. An NDSU fraternity and sorority are hoping to raise $15,000 at this year's Swing-a-thon. Money raised will go to the St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Members of Tau Kappa Epsilon and Alpha Gamma Delta are spending 72 hours on a porch swing at 12th Avenue and North University near NDSU. You can donate by dropping by the fundraiser.
Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question, 1 in 5 of us say this is the biggest annoyance in our homes.
The answer is pet hair. Sometimes the pet is also the biggest annoyance, but we love them anyway, don't we?
I guess we do.
The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today, it rolls on. We'll have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather for you coming up straight ahead on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, have a great Thursday, everyone.